Bulldog and the Rude Awakening Show.
Joining us right now, Sarah Downey. Good morning, Sarah.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good.
Sarah's talking to us about a new online privacy thing. It's called Abine, correct?
Right. Yeah, that's the company, but the product is called Do Not Track Plus.
Do Not Track Plus?
Right. Yeah, and
Okay.
it's a browser add-on that lets you, like you said, stop being tracked online.
Okay. What now? When you say stop being tracked online, because I mean, I probably much like everybody else, I don't really understand who's tracking me. What are they tracking me for? And really, I'm not that interesting to track. You know.
Yeah, you think you're not, but advertisers are very interested in you because your data is worth tons of money to them.
Sure.
So when you're tracked, it's things like ad networks that are following you on every website that you go. They want to see what you click, what you buy, where you are geographically. We're also talking about things like social networks,
Sure.
things like Google, Facebook, storing everything you've ever done permanently.
Isn't that the value of these websites? I mean, when you talk about these this IPO coming out for Facebook and this company valued at X amount of dollars, that's what it's all about. I mean, don't we realize that as the public? Or we don't?
I'd say that a lot of people don't actually realize that. They think, I'm getting this great thing for free, and
Sure.
it's really not free because there are real, tangible harms that go along with this kind of data collection, and consumers don't really have a choice in saying whether their data is going to be collected or not. And that's the problem we have.
Let's talk about the harm that's being created. What harm is actually being created? Because you're going to have a lot of people say, so what difference does it make?
Yeah, we get that all the time.
Right.
And the thing is, all this data collection and the harm with it is that it creates what's essentially a digital you, a second you, based on the actions that you take. This might not actually reflect the real you at all, but but advertisers and companies and employers are making decisions about you based on what you do online. And that's where we see the harms come in, like people not getting jobs, people's credit scores being lowered, credit limits being lowered, other things like that.
Are they're lowering your credit limit due to what you do or don't do?
Yeah, there's actually an interesting case of a man named Kevin Johnson who had a $10,800 Amex credit limit, and he found it had been lowered to $3,800 just because of where he shopped. And when he asked the company why, they said other customers who have shopped there tend to have a lower credit score. So we did that.
Where is he shopping? Because I need them to lower my credit limit, please.
I believe it was Walmart, actually.
Good. I will shop there and lower my credit limit. Thank you. If that's all it takes, they're doing me a favor. Okay, but now all right, and I do understand where that could be a problem. Mm-hmm. But in another sense, couldn't somebody also look at this and say, man, are they making it easy? Like if they know I like this, like Sarah Downey is into, I don't know,
video games.
Right. Okay, you're into video games.
Yep.
So as the new video games come out, of course I'm going to target you, and I'm going to target you at 6 o'clock at night because that's when Sarah Downey does most of her buying, and I'm going to target. She goes to email, so on the right side of her email Gmail, there's going to be, hey, look, Sarah, new video game out. Oh my God, I got to buy this.
Yeah.
Isn't it kind of like you're thinking, wow, this is a great thing?
Well,
I'm
not going to lie. Sometimes it is helpful to see an ad that's targeted to you. But what we believe is that, A, consumers need to have control over that, and B, the harms are very real. Like, for instance, if the data collected from online tracking goes into a people search database like Spokio.com, which is a site that sells, displays, shows my home address, my home photos of my home.
Okay,
that's not worth it to me.
Whoa.
We can get into this.
Yeah, no. Let's. There are places, and why is Spokio giving me this information? What is Spokio?
Spokio is a website that is very creepy. I would urge your listeners to go check themselves out on it. And essentially what it does is it sells your personal information, like, phone number, where you live, family members, for a pretty low price. And anybody can go on right now and see this public information about them.
I'm going there right now.
Yeah, go check it out. And a lot of that information is gotten through things like online tracking. So that's why it's absolutely key that if you don't want, stalkers, if you don't want identity theft, if you don't want just a general sense of being too public, that you use tools like our Do Not Track Plus to stop that collection.
Okay, and it's Spokeo, Spokeo.
Right,
Spokeo.
like spoke with an O on the end.
Okay. See now, it did work.
Did you find yourself?
Well, you know what? I'm not really lost, but yes, I did find myself. And this is really creepy.
Yep.
They have all my old addresses.
There's a link that says to see all of this person's personal information, click here.
Well,
That is scary.
That's way scary.
And this is accurate.
Oh, yeah, no. They have my addresses. They have, oh my God, my previous address? What the hell?
How is this legal?
Why are they? First of all, who the hell wants it? I'm not interesting enough. Why does anybody want anybody? I'm not. Why does anybody want this?
The thing is, that data is valuable, like you said. With that data, people can target you. They can sell you things more effectively, but at what cost? That's creepy.
Well, it says right here. I mean, it says the property value of my house.
Yep. A lot of that's notoriously inaccurate.
Wait. Hold on. It's going down as we speak. Go down, 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 down. It has neighborhood info, network info, wealth, and lifestyle.
Yep. Zodiac sign.
What sign are you?
I'm a Capricorn.
I knew that.
I know you did.
No, I'm just kidding. Holy crap.
Yep. We recommend that everybody be aware of that and that they actually remove that information. And we have a service called Delete Me that removes people's info from sites like Spokeo because we just think consumers need someone on their side, know?
So you're saying that if I wanted to, I can go to your site, which is it's free, right? Abine, the
Do Not Track Plus is a browser add-on that stops tracking. That is free. Delete Me is a paid service that removes your information from websites like this, but we do have free information for people who want to do it themselves because we believe this is a major security risk and people should have the right to do that.
I mean, it tells your political, your religion. I mean, that's a lot of info.
And that's exactly the kind of info that you give out every time you go online when you're not protecting yourself, unfortunately.
Well, you want to hear what's really scary? I clicked on the Spokeo thing, and because you have to pay.
Yeah.
They already have my credit card info there. I'm just kidding.
Oh my
I
God!
was going to say no way.
But I mean, realistically, they have all this. They probably do.
Yeah, the profiles that advertisers build up about you are extremely detailed.
Man, oh man, look at that! All my personal information for just. I mean, I guess
I can't understand how this is legal.
It's $4 and it's. What is it? For 3 months, $4.95 a month for 3 months.
Yeah, the reason why it's legal is because it comes from public record sources. But the difference is that 10, 20 years ago, you had to go down to the county clerk's office to actually get this stuff in a file. Now it's everywhere, thanks to the internet. Along with great things that have come from the internet, we also have increased security risks like this.
Holy crap! Yeah,
This is freaky.
This is way creepy, man.
I'm so glad you showed me this site.
Yeah, I mean, this one I've never.
It's good for investigative work if you're doing like PI work.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
that,
sure.
Get a lot of information.
Oh, actually, you know what? There is somebody I'm looking for. Now this would work. Like, there's a guy who owes me money. Could I use it for that? Well, hold on. Why not?
I have a lot of ex-girlfriends I want to stalk.
What the hell was that guy's name?
W?
Oh, not that guy. He doesn't have any money to pay me. This other guy. Oh, hey, thanks for turning me on to this site.
You've now created criminals.
The scary thing is there are 180 more sites just like that one that are all selling your info.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So with one click of a button, if I get onto your site, I could be removed from all of this.
Well, if you sign up with one click, what we do is take the grunt work out of it. So we're faxing people, mailing people. Some of them require actual physical letters to get you off of these sites. They make it really hard for you.
And you're gonna do that for me?
Yeah, I will.
What is the cost to have me removed from the grid here?
It's $99 for an entire year. So over the course of the year, once we take it down, we keep monitoring because it can come back up. Sometimes you sign up for a rebate, you don't realize that
it's like herpes. This thing just pops right back up again.
Yeah.
You go into remission for a while, and then boom, you're back up again.
It can happen, yeah.
And what is the turnaround? Like, how quickly do you show results?
Some of them are immediate. Like, after this show, I can go on and take you off Spokeo right now, and you'll see it right now. Other ones take a couple weeks because you're sending a letter to somebody in California, for example.
Now, are some of these sites based overseas that you deal with?
Some of them are. Most of them, though, are in the U.S. and our service is only for U.S. Residents because of those restrictions.
And how deep does this Spokio? Could somebody get more information, spoking from this to get personal information, identity theft, and stuff like that?
Yeah, that's something we've seen because it's easier to predict a Social Security number, obviously, when you know a lot of info about a person. So if you go to a site like this, you can find somebody's date of birth, family's name, that sort of thing. It's much more easy to find someone's Social Security number and therefore use that number to get into people's bank accounts and loans and things like that. So you can see that there's a direct path between the info that's out there and then the harms that can come from it.
Holy mackerel.
That is scary.
This is really scary stuff.
And, not to mention people who deal with stalkers, domestic violence.
I've been trying to get a stalker for years.
Well, now you may have one.
I hope so.
I've got a couple witnesses I need to track down.
I do need to find me a stalker. Gosh darn it. Well, no, this is very shocking.
I'm going to look up Sarah Downey. Let's see.
I'm not on there.
Oh, really?
Take care of that. Yeah.
Hold on. Are you a Capricorn? What did she say? No, I'm just kidding.
Yes.
Oh, that's her. So you're not on anything. I mean, you're.
I test this stuff out on myself, so I'm nowhere.
Okay. Now, one part that I did see, when I left the country, I was off the grid, and they don't have any of information about those years. I'm missing.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Europe has much, much more protective laws when it comes to privacy. You're able to delete yourself, basically.
Uh-huh.
Here, we make it really hard in America. So that's why we have services like Delete Me, because we saw a real need for it, Most people like you didn't even know Spokio existed, and now you're like, this is creepy. So
never heard of it.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, if you go to our site, Abine.com, A-B-I-N-E, you can see lists of these sites and instructions for how to remove yourself.
Well, for $100, you're going to do all that for me.
Yeah, or you could do it yourself. That's what I said. We have instructions, too.
For $100, you do it. I don't want to do this.
I think it's worthwhile.
For $100, I mean, you're talking about how many sites you say?
We do 18 different ones, but those ones feed into others. So it ends up being a lot.
But here's my question. Let's say, and how many sites did you say there are total out there doing this?
There's about 180.
Okay, so of the 180 sites, if you remove me from the 18 sites and those feed into the others, it doesn't mean they're going to remove me from the other 162 sites.
It does in most cases. I would say 90% of them, because they're all co-partnered and affiliated, and they share the same databases. So pulling from one pulls from the others, actually.
And then what's to stop someone from jumping and opening up a new one? With that
well, that's
information.
the thing, and that's why it's a subscription, because we really have to stay on it, and we have to make sure that we're getting it taken down if it comes back up.
See,
it's a fight,
I'm kind of hoping someone looks up my information, looks up, it really starts feeling bad for me, going, here, you need this more than I do. I'm looking at donations after they see this. All right, this is interesting.
Wow.
Very enlightening. I do appreciate you taking the time to share this.
You.
It's Abine.com, Abine.
Right.
And
our software add-on, Do Not Track Plus, will stop this kind of collection, and Delete Me will get it taken down once it's already out there. We're trying to offer the full spectrum of services here.
Yeah.
And then I see a privacy suite coming soon. What is that?
Right. That's in the works. That's going to have a lot of interesting privacy apps. Like, for instance, you can generate an alias email. So if let's say you're signing up for an account, you don't want to necessarily put in your good email that you use that you trust. You would just generate an automatically forwarding email on the fly, and you can do as many of those as you want, and they forward to your target inbox, so you never really have to worry about getting spammed or giving your info out.
Cool.
That's a very good idea.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Same with phone numbers, actually. We're going to be including that. Lots of other interesting things, so stay tuned.
Hey, speaking of phone numbers, do you have a cell phone handy with you, or would you like to join our club?
Yes.
Okay, here's what I want you to do right now.
What?
I want you to text this number, or text the word WOCM to 68683.
All right. Are you going to be collecting my information and selling it?
I am. No, I'm going to keep you posted what's going on. I feel this connection here. Where are you located?
All right. Yeah, I'm in Boston.
Oh, you're right up the road.
Yeah.
Come on. I've got to Beantown all the time. We're there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
So you didn't do it yet, did you?
I did not.
No,
I don't have my phone in here.
you're not going to do this, are you?
I am.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll get you off Spokio too. I'm not kidding.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, I'll be in touch with you.
Yeah.
Or I tell you what, just change some of those numbers on Spokio in case anybody looks at me and go, wow, he really did well.
Yeah, and I'll give you an estimated net worth of like $3 million.
No, don't lower it to that. don't want people thinking I'm hurting that bad.
Yeah.
Okay. No, this is very, very, very interesting. And I think a lot of people are going to go to Abine.com and get themselves off of this. All right.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Sarah Downey. Let me tell you more about Sarah when she hangs up, folks. I know a lot about her.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
Thanks, Sarah. Bye-bye.
Bye.